Today on Listen Up, we're exploring technology. How is it changing and how is it changing us? That's next. Welcome to Listen Up, where we explore news from a Christian perspective. I'm Lorna Dueck. Technology, it's an undeniable force in our lives. Canada ranks as a global leader in online video viewing. Around the world, sales of smartphones are predicted to surpass those of personal computers by 2011. Facebook has more than 300 million active users. They spend more than 5 billion minutes on the social networking site every single day. Today, we'll meet a philosophy professor who challenges his students to give up those technology addictions. We'll also speak with a former marketing expert for Porsche. He abandoned that career to become a church pastor and author who warns the speed of technology is rewiring our brains without our knowledge or permission. But first, Listen Up searched Google for its insights. Ricky Ratliff has more.
The pace is getting faster and faster, and quite frankly, it's scary at times. It can be very scary.
When the folks at Google tell you it's scary, you know it's scary.
We're seeing faster and faster wireless speeds and more broadband access across the world. We're seeing computers that are becoming smaller and smaller and more powerful. We're seeing new ways of interaction with our devices.
You can say that
So for
again.
example, on the
Today,
search page,
you
if I
can
just click on
talk
the
to your
microphone
high-tech
icon,
toys,
Best Italian restaurant in Toronto.
and they'll do your bidding.
So though it's scary at a where's it going level, I think the really exciting part is that technology is becoming easier and easier to use because of these convergences of these various research activities.
And here at Google, they know that because technology is becoming easier to use. More of us are using
I think
it.
technology plays a critical role in our culture. It allows us to create culture, share culture, and preserve our culture. If you look at technology today, it's becoming cheaper and cheaper and more accessible. And so that we're all becoming contributors to that culture. As Canadians, we're very well connected. Right? You look at the stats, 77% of Canadians shop online. I think 2/3 of our shopping decisions are influenced by online research. We watch a lot of video. We're very, very well connected.
And all that newfangled networking isn't just for the young folks anymore.
I came home recently to see my mom knitting. And I was like, oh, Mom, that's a cool pattern. Where'd you find that? Usually she'd go to the library and she'd, trudge her way there and get a bunch of books and do all the reading. She goes, I went to YouTube. I'm like, what do you mean you went to YouTube? She goes, yeah, I didn't want to read anymore. I didn't want to look at any pictures. I want a tutorial on how to do something. So we're seeing technology permeate the older generations, and they're filling in gaps that we never thought about before. They're looking at recipes. They're looking at knitting patterns. They're communicating with each other more and more.
Google has helped an older generation connect with the technology. It's a company that was built around the idea that you can make money without doing evil. That principle has contributed to some remarkable developments.
In the past 2 years, the world has really changed. And for the first time, you're carrying in your pocket a device that's more powerful than a computer 10 years ago. And not only can you do the same things you can do on a computer, you can do so much more. You have access to a camera. You have access to voice. It can talk to you. You can talk to it. It knows your location. And when you add all those capabilities and you add all the developer innovation out there, we're seeing some really remarkable things.
What do you say to the critics out there that say that technology, and Google included, is taking us too far, too fast?
Beyond that, when I look at what technology has allowed us to do, I was living in India a few years ago. It allowed me to see my 1-year-old nephew walk for the first time. It allowed me to reach out to my family. It allows people in developing countries to have access to the best medical minds in the world. So yeah, technology may have a negative part that we need to be aware about and we need to make sure it's accessible to everybody. We look at the greater sum of things, technology is enabling us to do things that we could never do before.
Reporting for Listen Up, I'm Ricky Ratliff.
Could you give up your Facebook, movies, and TV? After the break, we'll speak with someone who did, and we'll find out how it changed her life. Next.